her dad collapsed. She had to run back and get the medicine from the upstairs bathroom, but it was too late. Later during the funeral, a priest explained to her that it had been God's will, but Ellie disagreed. She thought she just should have kept medicine in the downstairs bathroom too. Afterward, she ignored the other people and rushed to her radio to see if she could contact her father. In the present, Kent informs Ellie that David has shut down their project. A furious Ellie rushes to yell at David, who believes she's wasting her time, so he's saving her career. Then Ellie returns home and finds Palmer's number with a little compass. However, she calls Kent instead and announces she'll search for investors so their group can continue their research in New Mexico. When she moves out, she leaves Palmer's number behind. 13 months later, after many failed meetings in other companies, Ellie arrives at Hatton Industries to make her case, but the board calls her ideas science fiction. Ellie snaps and rants, pointing out all science discoveries were science fiction at some point in history. At that moment, the board gets a call from CEO Hatton himself, who agrees to fund her research. 4 years later, Ellie's is still in New Mexico working with massive satellite dishes. One afternoon, Kent comes with bad news, saying they're getting pressure from the scientific community to present results. Hatton is willing to fund the project for years, however the telescopes are government-owned and they want to lease them to more profitable people. It's been decided that the project will be shut down in 3 months. Ellie wants to fight, however Kent thinks it's time to admit defeat. In the meantime, Palmer has published his book and has become a spiritual counselor at the White House. He appears on TV and explains he isn't anti-technology, but he believes people have lost the way because they're obsessed with computers instead of finding meaning in life. Days pass and Ellie never stops listening. One evening, she's shocked to hear a pulsing noise. Getting very excited, she immediately calls her team to give them the coordinates while she rushes back to the observatory. The team gets excited too and starts connecting as many machines as possible as they turn the satellites to get a better signal. They work together to do all the tracking and recording, happily confirming it comes from outer space. It appears to come from the star Vega, 26 light-years away. This means it's been traveling for over 20 years. Suddenly the transmission stops and Ellie